In this video, we are going to see an example for array of structures. So let's say, for example, I'm going to create some student record and generate the cutoff mark for those particular students. So I'm just going to combine the concept of array of structures as well as the nested structures in this particular video. So we are going to see the example for nested structures plus array of structures with a simple example of how to generate a cutoff mark for a particular student. So first let me include the preprocessor directives stdio.h and conio.h, and I declare my structure, let's say for example struct student, and the structure members are roll number, name of the student, and let's say for example I have another structure member that is let's say for example score marks. So the member mark in this particular structure is of data type, that is score. So what happens here is it is being mapped to a structure named score. So the third member is your marks, and the data type of this particular marks is a structure and whose mapping will be referred to the structure name, that is score. So in order to map or in order to refer to this particular structure score, first we have to define the structure, that is score. So here let's say for example I'm creating another structure score, and I have the marks in terms of float for maths, physics and chemistry. Okay, maths, physics and the chemistry, and let's say for example I have another member of the score structure, that is cutoff, and I may be using the formula where I'm just going to divide the maths mark by 2, and I will add physics mark as well as the chemistry mark after dividing it by 4, which will give me the cutoff mark for my student. So this is the formula what I'm going to use in order to identify the cutoff mark, and I'm going to enter the marks out of 100. So basically my structure has been declared, so always end up your structure with a semicolon. Now I'm going to define my main function. So in my main function I'll be calling the student structure and followed by the variable name. So I'm going to create an array of I'm going to create a variable array of size 100, and let's say for example I'm going to get the limit from the user, that is how many number of records to be entered by the particular user, and I'm going to make use of a loop variable. So I've declared two integer variables, limit and I. So this is for the loop variable processing. So I'm just calling the function clear screen, and I'm asking the user to prompt how many number of records to be entered. So number of records to be entered. So this is a pretty lengthy program, but follow the steps carefully one by one. So I'm calling the scanf function, and I'm just using the character format %d, and I'm getting the limit value from the user and storing it in the variable, that is limit. Now I'm going to make use of a for loop where I'm initializing the I value equal to 0, that is your structure variable is a array variable which can accommodate 100 records for the students. So I'm just asking, so we are going to start out with the index value 0 to enter the first record for the student, and we have to set the limit value. We have to run the condition up to it is less than the limit value. So this is something very common that we have seen in the array operations. So I'm just going to ask the user to enter the first record, enter student %d record. So this means that I'm going to enter the first record. So I value is equal to 1 here, so I'm just incrementing it by a value, that is 1. So initially when the loop enters, I value is equal to 0, and in this particular statement I value will be equal to 1. So you will have the output message, that is enter student 1 record. So again I'm making use of a printf statement. So here, so basically we have to ask the user to enter the name of the student, the roll number of the student. So I'm just asking the user to enter the roll number. So again I'm going to make use of a scanf statement, and in the scanf statement, roll numbers of integer data type. So I'm going to get the value in terms of %d. So I'm using the character format %d. And now I have to make use of the structure array variable, that is yes, and I have to make use of the index value in order to access the corresponding record, and I'm going to make use of a dot operator in order to access the first structure member, that is roll number. So the address of the structure variable and then the corresponding structure member will be passed in the scanf. So once the data has been entered by the user in the runtime, the value will be stored in the address of your structure variable in the corresponding index. So index is now the value is 0. So the first record and then its corresponding structure member is roll number. So that particular roll number will be having the value that whatever has been entered by the user during the runtime. So the same applies for the other information as well. So we are going to ask the name of the student. So the name of the student will be entered by the user. So again I'm going to make use of the scanf statement and %yes. So here it is enough if you just give the index value of the particular the structure member, that is name. So remember, name is actually a character array. So it is sufficient if you can give only the structure variable itself rather than giving the address. So giving the address as well as not giving the address both has the same meaning. So basically name is a character array. So once your structure member has been identified as a character array, so the address of the first element will be pointed and the value that is got from the user during the runtime will be stored in the address of the first element that is present in your structure member, that is name. So here again we are going to get the now we are supposed to get the mark details from the user. So enter the marks out of 100. So first we are going to get the mark of max. So printf. So I'm just asking the user to enter the max mark. So remember you have got the you have got the marks in terms of floating point value. So here there is a trick. What we are going to do is we are again going to make use of the same structure array variable followed by the structure member. So remember the structure member, what we have got here is marks. Okay, so we have to make use of the structure member, that is marks, and this marks has got the data type that is stored in the structure, that is score. So again we are going to make use of the structure members max, physics and then chemistry by making use of the structure member, that is marks. So again on top of this I'm going to make use of the dot operator. So first I'm going to get the record for max. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for to get the mark value for physics as well as for chemistry. So here I'm again going to make a printf statement for entering the marks of physics, and so physics marks has been entered, and the same applies for chemistry as well. So the syntax is going to be the same to enter the marks for chemistry as well. So I'm just going to make use of the structure member chemistry that has been defined in the score structure. So once the marks has been retrieved, now I have to assign the cutoff mark for that particular candidate. So remember your cutoff mark s of the index value. So index value lies with I value equal to 0. So we are crossing the first record. So marks dot your cutoff. So this is actually we have generated a formula. So here I'm going to make use of the structure members, that is max, physics and then chemistry that was retrieved from the user during the runtime. So I'm just going to make use of this particular max value and I'm just going to divide it by 2. So basically it's a float value, remember it's actually a float value, and I'm going to add it with the physics mark that is divided by 4. And again I'm going to add the mark of chemistry, and this marks value will be divided by 4. So this I told you with the formula at the very beginning. So this is the formula that I'm going to use to calculate the cutoff mark. And once a cutoff mark has been generated, this will be stored in the particular cutoff member structure, and for the corresponding record. So for the corresponding record, in the sense, we are going to make use of your structure variable with the index value. So right now we are processing for the first record. Let us assume that I value equal to 0, and we are processing for the first record. So the cutoff mark is now stored. Okay, so we have stored the value of, we have stored the values for roll number, name, mathematical marks, physics mark, and then the chemistry mark. Now the cutoff mark is also being stored now. So we have processed for the first record. So the loop continues until how many number of records you want to enter. So let's say, for example, I give the value as 2. So this record will process until your I value equal to 0 to 1. I value equal to 0 and 1, because the condition will run up to I values less than 2. So 0 will be less than 2, the condition will be true for the first record, and I will be less than 2, the condition will be true for the second record. Okay, so this particular processing will happen until your entries are being entered, okay, for both the records. So now we are supposed to display the value for the particular students. So whatever number of students record that we have entered, we are going to generate the cutoff mark, and then we are going to display the mark statement. So I'm again going to make use of the same for loop. So here I'm just again making use of the same for loop here, and I'm just going to print the student details. So let's say, for example, student 1 mark statement. So for example, student 1 mark statement, printf. So percentage D we have used, so I'm just going to give the value I plus 1, similarly how we got in the input. So /n. So we are just going to generate the mark statement for the corresponding students. So first we are going to enter the first we are going to print the individual marks that they have scored in the respective subjects. So let's say, for example, max /t physics /t chemistry /t cutoff marks. So again I'm going to make use of a printf statement. So this is all about customization of how you can display the record to the user during the runtime. So it's left to you, it's your choice, like how you can want to display the data. So here I'm going to print the values. So mathematical marks, the mathematical marks, remember, it has been stored in the structure member that is marks, and which in turn is pointing to the structure that is score. In that score structure you have the structure member that is max. So percentage f /t percentage f /t percentage f for chemistry, and /t percentage f for the cutoff marks. And now we are going to make use of the corresponding structure members. So first we are going to include the max mark, then we are going to insert about the physics mark, and chemistry mark, and finally the cutoff. Okay, so before that, what we are going to do is we have to print the details of the student. So let's say, for example, I'm using roll number percentage D /n name percentage yes. So the name has been present, the roll number has been present in s of I dot roll number, and name is present in s of I dot name. So the roll number, name, max, physics, chemistry, and cutoff mark. So all the records are now ready to get printed. So this is my main function definition. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish off my main function by calling the getch function and returning an integer value for my main function. Okay, so now there is one more thing. As I told you, for the floating point abnormal termination issue, we have to declare a function. We have to define a specific function. So let's say, for example, void float float link. So if you are not aware about this particular function, we can just watch the previous video related to array of structures. Void float link. So this function is being written in order to encounter the abnormal termination error that happens when the compiler is trying to access the floating point values in the memory location. So here I'm just making use of pointer variables. So pointer variable will be assigned to the address of x, and x is now assigned to the pointer variable. So I'm just running this particular piece of code. So let's say, for example, the number of records to be entered 2. So first I'm entering the roll number, name, marks out of 100. Let's say, for example, 100, 100 and 99. Roll number 102. Name, let's say, for example, Bala. Mathematical marks 86, 89, 85. Okay, so here you can see the cutoff marks as well as the max physics chemistry marks. So just an alignment is required. So basically the program is working fine. So here just some set of alignments alone has to be changed. So here /n. So I'm just making use of couple of /t. This is just an alignment issue, so probably will be when you try to run the code again. Okay, so just a simple example. So I've just generated a mark statement for a particular set of students. So I just combined the concept of nested structures and array of structures in this particular video. So if you have any queries related to this particular video, you can post your questions in the comment section. I thank you for watching this video. Thank you.